Welcome back to the John Trading channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you my full market overview of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of altcoins because I'm actually currently entered into a few positions right now, and I'd like to go through them and show you why my strategy is so effective. Let's super quickly begin with Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. The long-term time frame used as the weekly is showing that we have this positive sloping uptrend, so giving us a high probability of longs continuing to the upside, and that's why I looked to take a long in this area after we came back and retested this average price and having a positive upslope. You can now see just in this week, we're up nearly 15%. On the daily chart, we are coming into a small little resistance level as this was back in April 14th, so many months ago. This was the local high that we were able to push up to before we went in this downwards trending channel. And it makes sense why some people are trying to get out of their position in this area because it is seen as a bit of a resistance level. But I'm definitely seeing this as a positive pattern because we were in this downwards trending trading range pattern and we were able to get a really strong break above. There could be a time where we come back down into this area as we use the 20 exponential moving average on the daily time frame as an upslope before then continuing and pushing again to the upside. I've been talking about for many weeks that I've been expecting this $32,000 per Bitcoin, and we're right now at this $30,000 level, so we're not very far off from the price that I've been predicting. Really quickly looking at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, we did something very similar to Bitcoin. Since we had this positive slope EMA, it gives us high probability of continuing to the downside, but Ethereum had a really strong drop in to this actually support area before now doing the very similar thing that Bitcoin has done. And the reason I said that this could happen is because you look to the left and you see what has actually happened. We had a really strong break below this 20 EMA before then continuing up and even making a higher high in this local area. So that's a similar pattern that I said definitely could happen in this area just because we are going to this low. Really, since we've made high highs, high low, we've made a higher high, our stop would actually need to be in this area. So there's definitely plenty of room to actually move in this trading position. Even on the daily time frame, Ethereum in a very similar position to Bitcoin, trading between this side, just slightly downwards trading range. Now, the goal of always to buy in the top 25 and sell in the top 25%. So even if you did get out of your position in this area, especially if you did buy down in this area through here, then you're still looking at a really solid 10% gain. And really, the goal isn't to capture the entire move on the trade. It's to capture your correct risk reward using your correct probability that you believe and have actually back tested in the market. And once you have those and you have that positive traders equation, then you truly can be unstoppable. So the goal is always to sell high and to buy low in these areas, doing a very similar pattern to Bitcoin, as though we haven't broken up back to this local high back in April. We're still down in this area, but potentially could use this as a support level as the 20 EMA comes up, then continues up to the upside again is the most likely scenario because we have that upward sloping 20 EMA. Now, Binance Coin is really what I wanted to show you. I've been talking about for multiple days that since we've had this negatively sloping 20 exponential moving average, I've been saying that once we come back into the value zone, that's where I want to be looking to sell. And I actually got my sell exactly on the 20 EMA. So just literally caught the top. My entry was right in this point right here. And I nearly exactly caught the top because after I saw this move, I thought very likely that we're just going to at least poke through this average price. It's going to be tested. The bots are going to understand that this is now the average price and then continuing to the downside. So literally from that top right in here, I'm already up over 5.5% on my trade. And I literally entered less than 24 hours ago. So absolutely fantastic trade. Absolutely perfect way to actually set this up and understand. I'm putting 2 to 3% risk on my entire account. So it's basically just breaking above this high was exactly 3% risk. So I'm risking 3% and I'm already up 2 to 1 right now on my potential trade. So, and since I'm up over 5.5% and I'm only risking 3% on this trade, that's already a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But I'm definitely not finished there, as I do believe we could come back, at least come into this area here, which is around that 10%. So I'm looking for that 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio on a pattern that I understand through this area is roughly a 50-50 pattern. roughly 50-50, maybe 55% of the time that we are going to go to the downside once we do a touch of this 20 EMA. So it's not 100%, but the thing is when we do get the pattern that works in our favor, we're going to get those 3-to-1 risk to reward ratios. And that's what I'm really looking for. So not only is this pattern just over a 50-50% pattern, you're looking for those 3-to-1 risk to reward ratios. And when you plug that into your trader's equation, you'll find that you have a positive expectancy. And if you have a positive expectancy, then it means your exact strategy, if you use that exact strategy over and over and over again in the market, in the long run, not over one trade, not over 5 trades, not even over 10 trades, but over 100 trades and over 1,000 trades of hopefully what you're going for in your trading career, then you will actually end up making profit out of the market. It is inevitable if you have a positive trader's equation and you plug in all your numbers, your risk to reward, your actual percentage probability on the trade, then you can easily figure out if you can be a long-term profitable trader. Let's even take a look at XRP on the daily time frame. In this area, we did have, coming back into this potential resistance level, we weren't able to break through. I definitely was expecting a little bit more of a stronger push, but we weren't able to get that. We now come back down, potentially retesting these areas. Initially was resistance, got that breakthrough, comes back and retests this area as support. These support and resistance flips absolutely fantastic in the market, and now we're potentially pushing again to the upside. Let's just quickly look at the weekly time frame and make sure what I was hoping for was we have this positive trending EMA. When I do have this positive trending EMA, it means that I'm only looking for longs to the upside, and in only extreme rare occasions would I actually be looking to short in the market. Something like this where it has this 3-touch push definitely could have been an idea, but again, you just have high probability of buying low in these areas and then selling to the upside when we have this positive sloping EMA. If we have this negatively sloping EMA to the downside, the goal is then to be selling high and then buying back your position low. It's basically that simple, but a lot of people are able to mess this up either because they over leverage or they over trade. A lot of people are over trading. They're trying to take so many trades every single day. I prefer to trade on the 4-hourly, daily, and weekly time frame. So sometimes I'm holding my position for three weeks, 4 weeks. But in that 3 or 4 week period, I am making 30% on those trades. So I'm not just looking for 0.5% on the 5-minute time frame. I'm looking for really chunky trades where I'm still risking that 3% of my total portfolio. So potentially looking for those 5-to-1s, 10-to-1 risk to reward ratios where you're risking 3% to make 50%, 30%. You know, it's absolutely fantastic, and you just need to find your own strategy. When we go down to the 5-minute chart, there's a lot of bots on those charts, and you're basically fighting against the smartest money in the world who's got the most capital, they've got the most resources, they've got the smartest people working for them, they've got the most capital, they've got basically unlimited capital. And you expect to go up against those type of people and expect to win. What I prefer to play is this long game where I'm not trying to get chewed up in these small sideways momentum plays. I'm looking for these big swings up, these big swings down, and I'm looking to then trend with my position and not just quickly get in and quickly get out for a 0.5% profit. I'm really looking for those real solid gains week in and week out, not even day in and day out. I'm looking at the markets every single day to find potential positions because everything's always changing, but preferably I like to trade on these daily and weekly timeframes. So a lot of these long moves that expect to play out, like if you were selling back in this area for the 20 EMA and you were waiting to get out, well, all the way up from up here to the down here was a 77-day position, but you made 60% if you're able to hold somewhere around this area. Say you even just got out early and got around this 50%. It took that 50-day period to make 51%. You're not just going to make 51% on that 5-minute time frame unless you get extremely lucky when you've luckily sold and you've got that flash crash at the same time. So again, you just need to understand yourself. You need to understand your own strategy, and that's why I'm so comfortable with my own strategy. I actually fully understand it, and I do have my own trading course that I'm getting ready for you guys, and it will be launching soon. So if you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell notification, plus leave a comment if you're enjoying these videos. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.